like to welcome Brooks Koepka here to the interview room at the 2026 Players Championship. Brooks, this will mark your 7th start in this event, with your best finish being T11. If we can just open it up with some remarks on what you're looking forward to this week.
Yeah, it feels good to be back. Played the back nine yesterday. I thought the greens were a little bit firmer than what I remember. A couple of changes, but it was good to see a course in great shape, and it's going to be a good test this week.
4th start of the season, coming off your first top 10 of the year. I guess confidence level in your game heading into this week. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's obviously a lot better. I think, the first week was just trying to get that out of the way, and then second week I felt like it was very disappointing, but made a few changes. New putter, just working on a few different mechanical things in the putting, and I felt like it started to click. I guess Thursday afternoon after the round at Cognizant. So feel good, hitting it good. Like I said, just building momentum.
All right, we'll open up questions from the media. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll start over here with Tom.
Brooks, you talked about Sunday and Cognizant, that what you said, you just got a little more confidence coming out of that weekend. So what did you do the last couple of weeks, and was there more work on the putting at that time?
Yeah. Played Seminole Pro member on Monday, and then took Tuesday off, and then actually came up to Orlando Thursday, Friday, and was working with Ricky and Mike on putting. So just trying to fine tune everything, make sure it feels good, make sure I'm still on the right track, and everything's felt pretty good. So it's only 1 week, but it was a busy week.
All right, come down here, David, front left.
Hey, Brooks. As the first participant in the PGA Tour's returning member program, are you planning on being or open to being a resource for any other players that have questions about what it's been like for you, or potentially coming back in the future?
I mean, everybody knows I'm pretty open. They can come up and come talk to me about anything. I just changed my phone number, so they're going to have a hard time reaching out on that. But, yeah, I mean, anybody, they know that. I mean, I still text guys pretty consistently, whether it be on live or on tour, so anybody can reach out. They know that.
And now that you're a few events in, has the reception from your fellow players here on the PGA Tour and the fans been about what you expected?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but the fans have been great. I'm still getting welcome back as of yesterday. So, it's a good feeling. It feels good to be back, and, I'm enjoying it, and it's a lot of fun, and the players have been great too.
Go to the right side over there. Yep.
Hey, Brooks. I know it's early in the re-entry here, so to speak, but I'm curious how much you missed the juice of the big tournaments against the best players in the world, and as you're getting back into form, how much are you fired up to kind of be back into that fire again, big tournaments like this?
Yeah, I think the players always kind of was the kickoff to a big tournament every month, right? You've got this, when they moved it to March, April, you got the Masters, and then so on. There's a big event every month. So this is kind of right where I feel like you needed to know where your game was at every time. When you come to the players, you get a good idea of, hey, you've got a couple more weeks right before Augusta. If you've got to make any changes, this is where it needs to happen. And this is kind of I don't know, in my eyes, the kickoff of the real heat of the golf season. And it's a lot of fun. It's exciting. And, just need to be on top of things.
I'm down here to Cameron.
Brooks, I'm curious, when switching to the spider putter after using a blade for so long, what's been the biggest challenge or the biggest thing that you've kind of had to overcome, whether it's visually, mentally, or what have you learned over the last month?
I think with that change, there's been a lot of mechanical changes as well. I would say it's definitely more of the mechanical issues or the tougher parts of it. But if you look at it, the face rotation on the spider is a little less than it was with the blade. So just looking for a little bit more consistency, and then obviously the changes that I've made in the stroke, whether it be from taking a little bit more hands out of it and not swaying as much. Just got into a bunch of bad habits, and I've always played it off the toe, and some of those habits were created just to fix that, to go hit it off the center, and then being able to, the putter's a little bit smaller, so I don't have that. I can't exactly put off the toe, and there's a longer line. I think it's easier to line up as well, and then just starting it more off the actual center of the ball and not having it off the toe has been a huge thing as well.
We'll go over to Doug next.
What's your schedule like leading up to Augusta, and are you someone who likes to go up there and take a look before you get there?
I've not really done it in the past. I had no plans on it, but I mean, I'd be open to it. I was kind of just focusing on this week and then kind of think about it maybe later after this week. But I mean, I'm busy. I've got Tampa next week, Houston, help design that golf course. So hopefully, and then you've only got 1 week off. So it's really be kind of fast tracked. But I don't know. I think it plays so different sometimes when you go up there early versus when you're there a week of.
We'll go to Ryan in the center. Yep.
You might have thought, obviously, a lot of different things on how the return would be and how it would be going and whatnot. What's the most unexpected thing that's happened to you in terms of either your own preparation for being back out on tour, the reception from players, from other people? What's the most unexpected thing that's happened over the course of the last few weeks?
Maybe just how great the fans have been. I think that's kind of been the big thing. I didn't know how the reception was going to be. Obviously, you can sit in bed and just kind of lay there and think about a million different things of how it's going to go. And right, you have all these scenarios you play out, but it never really comes to fruition of exactly what you think. So I think that's been the big thing. It's been exciting. It's been fun, and it makes it enjoyable to be out there.
Come over to Alex on the left side.
Yeah, Brooks, you're in a unique position coming back from LIV after being on the PGA Tour. Can you assess now the difference in competition on that side versus this side?
I mean, there's good players everywhere. I mean, there's a lot of great players out here. There's good players out there. I think everybody in this room knows that Jon Rahm's a hell of a player. There's good players everywhere. DP, same thing. This field's pretty good. I'll put it that way.
We'll just stay right here on the left side.
Brooks, changing the phone number, did it just get overwhelming? Too many people?
I do it probably more often than I should. I think after Phoenix, just wanted a little bit of a reset, and then my phone was blowing up. So just wanted to really focus in on preparation and dialing into golf. And I thought that was the best way, just kind of come unglued from the world for a half second, and where basically it was only my family, anybody that's golf related, really has my number right now, it's been kind of nice.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Brooks, your previous stint out here, you had a certain rhythm of tournaments that you played. This year, you cannot play certain events. Has it been easier, more difficult to kind of set your schedule and set a rhythm to get ready for this stretch?
That's a good question. In some ways, a bit of both. I think it's very easy because I'm not allowed to play certain events. So the other events I've got to play if I want to make sure I'm sharp and ready for the big events. It's you'd like to be there last week, but I understand those are consequences of my decisions, and I'm a big boy. I understand that, and so I got to sit at home and watch. And the answer to everything is play good golf, and everything will take care of itself.
And then you mentioned a few minutes ago that trying to figure out where your game is at this particular juncture. On LIV, was it as easy to figure out where your game was when you get to the middle of March?
I don't know. I mean, when you play, you always know where your game's at. I've won events, and I've not won events, and I feel like I've played pretty good. I guess it all kind of depends on how you feel. Do you feel like your game's, there's always one part that's never quite where you want it. I don't care if you're Scotty Scheffler right now. There's always one piece that you feel like you can get better at. So that's what makes golf so much fun, I think, is it's never, even when you're at your peak or the top of your game, it's just never, there's always something you can improve on or you feel like you can get better at. So, yeah, I mean, you know where you're at, and you just got to make those adjustments.
All right, we'll go back to Mark and then come down here to Adam.
Hey, Brooks, I know you're a few weeks in, or a couple tournaments in from getting back out here, but I'm curious how taken aback you were at how emotional you were at that first week with the fan response and whatnot. We kind of all saw it, how it hit you a little bit. How surprising was that to you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be maybe as emotional for me, but it was great. It was honestly a great feeling. You know, sometimes I can be very good at burying my emotions, and I just look at it as this is a job. Just be robotic and go about your process. And I'm pretty sure everybody sees that when I'm on the golf course. But when I get away from it, and very chill, very relaxed, and enjoying life, and sometimes I was just taking in the moment and appreciating where I was. And I think that was something I haven't done in maybe my professional career, and it was just enjoyable.
Go ahead, Adam.
You said you change your phone number a lot. When was the last time you had done that?
Probably 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm about every year and a half.
If you were to win the Players this week, how many majors would you feel like you've won?
I mean, going off the record, it would be 4, wouldn't it? Or 5, I guess. Yeah, 5.
How do you view this tournament?
As the Players' Championship. That's what I view it as. I think you've got to have one big event on the PGA Tour, and it's their staple, and I think it's a good thing. I think anytime you can have an event where everybody, the best players in the PGA Tour come together. You look at that, you've got the BMW and the DP. Every tour has one big event where their main, everybody comes together, everybody plays that event, and you've got the best players on that tour playing at the same time. And I think that's what makes this event so cool. And I think it's awesome that we come back to the same golf course every year. And I think that's really, really, really fun, and makes it enjoyable. I mean, I know what you're trying to bait me into saying, but listen, it's the Players' Championship. Everybody knows it's a tournament you want to win. It's a tournament that's, like I said earlier, it's the kickoff of the big season of the golf, and that's what makes this fun.
Did any of the live events feel more special the way this does?
Every tournament feels special, man. It's very, I'm going out there, I want to win. I think maybe sometimes there's more build-up in the hype going to Monday to Wednesday of the tournament, but I think every player probably would say that from the second that you get there from Thursday morning, it's just there's no difference, right? You get into your routine. And then you're not thinking, wow, this is a huge event, or this is a small event, or this is just something I'm prepping for 2-3 weeks for a major or anything like that. It's just you go about your process, and sometimes when you get in your process, you shut your mind off and everything becomes very easy.
We'll go back to Doug and then we'll come up here to Mark.
Has anyone, whether it's a Lonto Griffin or Carson Young, ever publicly thanked you for playing a tournament because it got him into the field?
Yeah, there's been a few guys.
What's the best?
I think every week somebody's thanked me, which has been it's weird. I don't know. Just never been thanked for playing an event before. So it was cool. I mean, it's kind of nice. And I mean, it's a good opportunity for those guys to get in and play. And if they play good, you know, hopefully keep it running for the rest of the year. Because pretty much, I would say, going to be between the same, 15 to 20 guys that are pretty much going to get in. It's a good opportunity.
I mean, in fairness, and I'm not trying to make fun here, when they thanked you, did you even know who they were?
Yeah.
There's a lot of new people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was definitely some I didn't know, but I mean, I would say, I mean, I don't know if this is a guess, but 30% of this tour, I don't know right now. I mean, I'm knowing more guys just being out here, but it's going to take me a few more weeks.
And they can't text you to introduce themselves.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to get that number.
Bob, go ahead. Mark, we'll get a mic to you next.
You've talked a lot about your putting. Was last year's struggles just, can you just say, put it down to that? Is that why you struggled in the majors, and obviously you didn't win all year? Was it as simple as saying you didn't putt very well, or was there more to it?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of putting. I think it's been going on longer than a year, though. I think it's been pushing, too. Just where I haven't, the consistency of speed hasn't been there. I felt like every time I hit a good putt, it just kind of hit the lip, or would miss it by a foot. And, you know, you don't want to ever question what's going on. But when you feel like you did something right and you look up and it's not even close, you know that there's a problem. And that was just kind of my breaking point in Phoenix.
Did you find yourself putting pressure on yourself to hit it closer?
Oh,
What
yeah.
times when guys don't make putts, you know, it filters into the rest of their game?
Yeah, I felt like I had to make birdie from my approach play. And I think that sometimes if you're not doing something well, it can cost you, just because you try to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or take on a pin that you normally wouldn't have, and then somehow you end up in a horrible spot and you're looking at, you know, bogey with a wedge, and you're just sitting back in the middle of the fairway going on the next hole, like, what was I doing? How did I just turn a birdie hole or a birdie opportunity into a bogey? And that was something was just kind of eating at me, and I felt like the only thing I was really birding, I mean, you'd have to look at statistics, I haven't looked at them, but it felt like for a while there, the only thing I was birding was a par 5 I was reaching into, or a par 4 that I was driving it pretty close to. It wasn't, I don't know what my make percentage was outside of 10 feet, but it wasn't very good.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mark.
Brooks, you've experienced many different phases since you turned pro. European Challenge Tour, European Tour, PGA Tour, Live Golf, back to PGA Tour. Could you identify which of those phases gave you the most beneficial learning curve?
I could say each one of those gave me a different, it was different parts of my career. And I think each one of those made me learn something different that made me what I think is a better player sitting here today. I've learned a lot over the years, and I think, you know, coming from the start, the Challenge Tour was arguably the most fun I've had playing golf, touring the world. And as a 21, 22-year-old kid, being over there was a lot of fun, and I really did enjoy that.
Come back here to the center.
Brooks, you're known as one of the best big game players of your era. This is kind of the one tournament, though, where you might not have had the success in those other tournaments. Have you seen kind of a thread through your past appearances here why you maybe haven't done as well as you would have liked?
The 17th hole. I think I don't know if there's stats on it, but I guarantee there are. I think one year I made an 8 and a 7. Yeah, that wasn't very good. But yeah, that 17th hole has gotten me over the years, and I've played good rounds here. That's just kind of the one bugaboo that always gets me. There's a couple tee shots too, I think, that are quite tough. A 4 seems to be quite tough. And then, like, I played the back yesterday, and I think, I don't know if it's just I'm getting older and not hitting it as far, but there's a couple holes I swear they've lengthened. Obviously not being here in 4 years, so it's tough if you're watching on TV to really grasp where it's at, but I think 12, they might have lengthened a little bit. 15, it feels like they did. But yeah, in 16, it feels like they might have maybe a hair. I don't know, the tee box was way back yesterday. So, I don't know, but the 17th hole is always, it's got my number.
Is that something that you've worked on, like, even yesterday, or have you kind of, even just going back to the years of why you made an 8 one year, 1 7, is there anything?
I mean, we know why, but it's in the past, nothing I can do about it. But I hit the green yesterday, so I was pretty pumped about that.
All All right, got time for a few more. We'll go to Claire next, and then come over here to Scott and Ian.
Average golfers would like, when you kind of have a hole that you're on a course and that you've had high scores on, it's kind of like, oh no, I've messed up here before. For someone at your level, how do you approach that mentally? Do you even think about it when you get to 17, or?
No, I don't think about it. It doesn't help me. I mean, my friends, they give me a bunch of crap about it. Between 17 and 12 at Augusta, it seems to be the par threes. But then again, I mean, I think the last time we played here, I think I hit 5-iron on the hole. It was when the year was blowing crazy. We stopped. I think we were on 16 green, and I want to say I was playing with Scotty or maybe Rory, one of the two. And somebody hit 6-iron, I think came up short. So I hit 5, then it went over. I mean, it's kind of tough to argue when it's blowing 35. But yeah, my friends bust my chops about it pretty good. So, I mean, it's all fun and games. And then you just got to go out and go do it.
Good. We'll go to Scott and then finish up with Ian.
Brooks, I think you mentioned Valspar and Houston as places you'll play. I think you've played each of them maybe once in the past. Houston a long time ago. Have you ever felt like you've had a consistent schedule heading into the Masters? Because it seems like you've tried a lot of different ways to get prepared for that. And is this possibly something that could work?
Well, hopefully next year I'm in the signature events, so that might change the schedule a little bit. But I like Houston. I helped design that golf course, so it's a fun place to go back to. I enjoy that city, and having a good relationship with Jim and Giles has always been. They've always been people I've leaned on through the years, and so I like to support that event. In Tampa, Tampa I haven't played obviously in the last 4 years, but I think before that, maybe once in 4 years. I like the golf course. It's hard to play every week. But now not being in certain events, I've got to play those weeks if I want to, first off, play my way into competitive form. And then also, I mean, you got to look long-term at the end of the year too. I want to try to make it as far as I can.
Go ahead, Ian.
Brooks, you in your previous incarnation, if you like, as a PGA Tour player, you always had the reputation of really elevating yourself in the majors compared with performances in rank-and-file PGA Tour events, if I can put it that way. Have the events that you've played since you've come back felt bigger than they used to?
No, I mean,
to you.
No, I think every tournament's important. I think sometimes I've always been a slow starter. I think if we looked at everything going, we usually kind of lined it up where there was always 2 in a row or 3, and there was a break. And sometimes that first week I'm not exactly sharp. I don't know why. Just feeling a little bit of the flow wasn't always there. And then the second and third week I just got better. And so a lot of those were teed up for majors. And then this was kind of the start of where we always felt like I could really test my game and know where I'm at. And so this week was always kind of all right, you better be sharp here. And I've just been a notorious slow starter. I don't know why. It's kind of the one thing that annoys me because I don't really have an answer for it.